So hello everyone, this is our lab class for this week, and in this lab we are going to solve the questions based on the exception handling, which we have already discussed in our theory lecture. So the first question is, write a Java program to read two integers and calculate the division of two numbers, and we need to handle the appropriate exception that occurs when b is equals to 0. So it's an arithmetic exception. Let's start with this. I'll create an empty Java file. I'll choose the directory from here where I want to save my program. Alright, so it's week 11 and it's the lab exercise. Alright, so I'm going to make it as demo 1. Alright, so we need to divide two numbers. Alright, let's start doing this. Since I need to take the number from the user, so I will make use of the util class, import java.util.scanner or util.star, because I will take the two numbers from the user. So class demo1. Although we have done this question many times in the examples, so public static void main string args. I will declare three variables, int a, b and c. Then I will create an object of the scanner class. Scanner s is equals to new scanner system.in. Now I will create a try block because I have to take the number from the user, so this is the code which may cause an error. System.out.println, enter a or enter the first number, whatever you want to write. So a is equals to s dot next int. Similarly, I will take the integer b also, enter b. So b is equals to s dot next int. Next, what I will do, I will perform the operation c is equals to a divided by b, and then I will print system.out.println. The output is plus c. So I'm done with the catch block, and now try block, catch, and I will have a type of exception which is so if the b is equals to 0. Alright, so here I will have catch arithmetic exception e. So either I can give my own message, something like system.out.println number cannot be divided by 0. Alright, so that's it. Basically in this question I have to handle the exception. We need to handle the exception when b is equals to 0. So either you can put all this code in the try block or just this code in the try block when you are doing the division. So let's just check it. Unexpected type, sorry, here it should be plus. Alright, let's just check it. So 12, 0. Number cannot be divided by 0. So as soon as I enter the 0, it raises the exception. Now if you see over here, instead of try putting in the whole block, if I just put try over here, let's just check it what happens when it gives me the error. It will give me the error when I encounter this operation. It will not give me the error when I enter B. So this is the difference over here. So 12 it takes from me, and then when it enters the try block, for example, if I have some next line over here, it will be executed. For example, system.out.println executing the operation. So it will be executed. So I will just like to show you the difference between how to put the try block, the difference. So I have just included this operation. So when I enter 12, 0, it executes the statement executing the operation, and then number cannot be divided by 0. But if I just put it over here, for example, if I just put it over here, try whole of this. Alright, so now what it will do? Let's just check it. It will not print executing the operation. 12, 0. Okay, yeah, it will print because when it divides by 0, so basically this code needs to be put in the try block. You can enter this code, the whole code, or only starting from here. Now, instead of giving your own message like number cannot be divided by 0, you can also do something like e.get message. So it will give us a message. It will call the message function, which is defined in the arithmetic exception class. Let's just check it out. So 12, 0. Now if you see divide by 0, it's giving us the message, which is calling the method get message, which is defined in the arithmetic exception class, and whatever is given over there, it's printing this. Alright, let's try to do it correctly. 12 divided by 6, so the output is 2. So this was the first question. Let's start with the second question now. For the first question, I have like arithmetic exception. Now you can do the same question only by using the exception class. Try to do it by yourself. I come to the next question, which is the predefined exception, input mismatch exception. So here we need to add two numbers, and here we need to handle the input mismatch type exception. Alright, so I will just copy this code. It's a demo 3. So I will just write here demo 3. Alright, so now we need to add the two numbers, and then we need to throw the input mismatch exception. Alright, so same thing, we need to have two numbers, but here what I will have A plus B, and output is C. Alright, and instead of catching the arithmetic exception, what I will write over here, input mismatch exception. Input mismatch exception. So input mismatch exception is, if for example I should enter the integer values for A and B. If I try to enter a string value or a float value, then input dot mismatch will be shown. Either you can give your own message like wrong data type entered. Please enter an integer value. So let's just check it. Okay. So I try to enter the first. Let me just increase the size. I will just enter like 12 and I enter WE. So wrong data type enter, please enter an integer value. So input mismatch exception is raised over here, or you can simply use e dot get message. Alright, let's just try to do it. So I entered 12.5, and so if you see over here, it just gives me null. Alright, so let's just try to do it once more. 12 1.5, so it gives us this message null. Yeah, because of this I have an error over here. Let's just do it again, because it should not give me the message null, it should give me some message. Let's just check it out. So 12 1.5, so it gives us the value null because I have entered the 1.5, or you can define your own message also. Next is array index out of bounds. So we are going to read 5 integer values from the user, and we will handle the exception when array elements are out of index. So let's try to do this question. This is demo 4. So demo 4, I'm going to take the array elements from the user. So I need not to use it. Let me just declare an array is equals to new int. Let me just declare the size of the array is 5 elements, so the index is 0 to 4. Alright, I declare a scanner class. Scanner s is equals to new scanner system.in. Alright, now let's have the try block, because I need to take the elements from the user. So system.out.println, enter the elements of the array. So I will start taking the array. So I will use for loop. For int I is equals to 0. Since I have 5 elements, my array should go up to 4, but I will write here array is less than equal to 5. So I have array index out of bound exception here, because 5 elements means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I plus plus. So I will take the elements from the user. So ai is equals to s dot next int. Now if I want to show the elements also, so I will use same thing, system.out.println, the array elements are. Alright, so again I will use the for loop. For int I is equals to 0, I is less than equal to 5. Actually it should be 4, because the size of my array is 5. I am going out of bounds, and I have to print the array system.out.println ai. and then sorry, over here I will handle the array index out of bound exception. Array index out of bounds exception. So I can write here error in the array index, or any other message that you want to define. Alright, let's just try to do it. So I enter the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have entered the, so error in the array index, because I have entered 6 elements 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So because there is an error in the array index, so it will not going to display. It will not going to call this statement the array elements are, rather it will skip this and go to the catch block. But if I write over here less than equal to 4, so it will execute it and it will print the statement also, the array elements are. Let's check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's okay. Now the array elements are, it has printed the first 5 elements. When it tries to print the 6th element, because there is no 6th element, so array index out of bound exception is caught over here. But if I write it 4, no catch block will be executed. So this is an example of the array index out of bound exception. Alright, now write a Java program to read an array of 5. Now we have to use multiple catch blocks. So we need to handle several exceptions that occur when array data is entered wrong type or array elements are out of index. So index out of bound and data mismatch. So we need to handle both these type of exceptions. Alright, so let's do it. So I will improve this program only. So array index out of bound. Alright, I can have over here input mismatch. I will just include this catch block over here, because I should have multiple catch blocks. Alright, so input mismatch, let's just try to do it. So whichever exception is encountered first, that particular catch block will be executed. So for example 1, 2, okay, I just try to enter 2.5 null. So it just shows me, it stops over here. Okay, I try to write my own message, wrong data type entered. Alright, so let's just try to run it again. So whichever exception is raised first, that particular exception block will be handled. So 1, 2, 3, 4.5. So wrong data type entered. So it's a input mismatch type exception is raised over here, although we have array index out of bounds exception also. So in this case, the first exception that is raised, that particular catch block will be executed. Alright, so I have the next question also. Write a Java program to read 2 integers and perform A by B. Also handle the several exceptions that occur when the data is entered wrong type and when B is equals to 0. So that means I need to improve my first demo program. I already have included B is equals to 0, which is arithmetic exception. Just I need to include one more catch block, which is input mismatch exception. So I will go to this program over here, and I will just write here input mismatch exception, and I will print my own message, wrong data type entered. Alright, so whatever error is encountered first. Alright, so for example, if I get the number 3 and 2.5, arithmetic exception is not raised over here. It's a data mismatch exception. So wrong data type is entered over here. So whichever exception occurs first, that particular catch block will be executed. Now let's come to the user defined exception, how to create your user defined exception. For the second question, I have already done in the theory class, which is the negative number exception. I will show you again, but for the first question, I will try to create my own exception now. So I need to create my own exception class first. Alright, so I will create my own exception class. I can use that exception class many times. So let me just create with the name my exception. Alright, so I am going to create my own exception class my exception, and it should extend the exception class. Now I need to have a default constructor or any one of the constructor. Let me just try to have I will have a parameterized constructor, and I will use the super and call the parent class. That's it. Let me just compile it. Alright, now let's write our main class. So what is this question? Okay, I'll user1. I will just make it name of the program user1. So it's okay, user1. So import java.util.star, because I will have the scanner class. So public class user1, this is user defined exception example 1. So public static void main string args. Alright, so let's have 3 integers, int a, b and c, and now I will define the scanner class. Scanner s is equals to new scanner system.in. Alright, so I will take 2 integers from the user. Let me just copy those 2 lines. So I will take these 2 integers from the user. Alright, now after taking this, I have to check if the denominator is 0. If b is equals to 0, because a number cannot be divided by 0. So if b, it should not be less than, if it is equals to 0, throw new my exception, the exception that I have created now. Since I have created a parameterized constructor, so I need to pass some message over here. Denominator, okay, number cannot be divided by 0. So this is what I need to put over here. Alright, now it should go into the try block. This line should go into the try block. Alright, so if b is equals to 0, it should throw the this exception, but if it is not equal to 0, then it should calculate c is equals to b by a, and then it should print system.out.println. The output is plus c. Now I should have a catch block also. I must have a corresponding catch block also. Catch, and I will pass the name of my class, my exec, and I will make an object of this, and I can print anything, system.out.println, and I will write e.get message. So this message will be printed. Number cannot be divided by 0. If I want, I can print something else also. So I can print like system.out.println exception encountered. That's it. So when the exception occurs, first of all catch block is executed, so it will print exception encountered, and then it will print number cannot be divided by 0. Okay. But if there is no error, so 12 0. Exception encountered, number cannot be divided by 0. But if it's okay, then it will just print the output. So the output is, sorry, it should be A divided by B. I did wrong over here. Let me just try to do it again with both the cases. So 12 and 6, output is 2, and if I try to enter it as 0, 12 and 0, exception encountered. But for A, there will not be any exception. Alright, to check the number, if the number is entered greater than 0, or if it is it should be greater than 0. If it is less than 0, then raise the exception with the error message that the entered number cannot be 0, and if it is greater than 0, it should display the number. Alright, I did this one. Let me just check it. I will open the program which I did in the theory. I'll open that program. Because I explained I did the same program in the theory class. So I have it like negative number exception. We did this one, and app. So we created our own exception, and I have two constructors over here, and enter an integer. If the number is less than 0, it will throw the exception, otherwise it should display the number, system.out.positive number, and let's display the number. Okay, whatever the number is, enter an integer number. So let me just display the number plus number. It should display the number. Alright, so see here, if the number is a positive number, it will just display the number. So if I enter -1, enter a positive number, because catch block will be executed, e.guessMatch, enter a positive number, catch is used. Now if I don't use over here, I explained in the theory also, then in this case this default constructor will be executed and some different message will be printed. So it's up to you, you want to have both the constructors or any one of the constructor. So if you see over here, I enter -1, negative number from super, so it's displaying different message. Now let's try to enter a positive number. If the number is positive, okay, 12, so positive number 12. Alright, so it's done over here. Now I have the 6 or 7 questions which are to be done by you, basically, because it's do it yourself. I'm not going to solve all these questions, rather very few questions I'm going to solve it. Read an input integer, check its data type and display the data. For example, if you are taking the now you have to create your own exception class. If the data input is wrong, then you need to raise the exception. So you will take the, for example, you need to take the integer. So if it is not an integer, then you need to raise the exception. So these are all the questions that you are supposed to do by yourself. I'm not going to do all the questions because first question you can try by your own. Second question I have done explained in the theory, where I used, instead of even number, I did for the odd numbers. So the concept is the same. I'm going to do question number 3. Question number 4 you can try by yourself. I will do question number 5 and 6. Question number 7 you will try by yourself. So I'm going to do just 3 questions, 3, 5 and 6 with you. Rest all the questions you need to try by yourself. So let's start these questions. Okay, I will use my own class which I have created, my exception. You can create your own exception only once and use it multiple times. Alright, so I will just make a program called question, what's this question? Question 3, I guess. Yes, question 3. What does the question says? Let's read the question. Question says, create your own exception class to check if the entered number is divisible by 5. If it is not divisible by 5, then raise the exception with the error message, enter only numbers which are divisible by 5. But if the number is divisible by 5, then display the number. So it's just like your even number concept only. So import java.util.star, because I'm going to take the number from the user. Alright, so I'm going to copy, okay, I'm going to copy from here. Public class question 3. So I will just copy from here. I just need only one number. So I have only one number. I will just take only one number. I will just remove from here. I'll take only one number from the user, and now I will use the try block. Try, and if a is divisible by 5, a percentage 5 is not equal to 0. So if it is not divisible by 5, then what it should do, throw new my exception, and what I need to do, I need to print a message. Enter the numbers which are divisible by 5. Enter the numbers which are divisible by 5. Right. Then what I need to do, system.out.println, the number is, if the exception is not thrown, then I should print the number plus a. Alright, so in this case, catch, I will just use e.getMessage, enter the number which is divisible by 5. So let's just try to execute it. Unexpected type, yeah, plus a. So for example, if I try to enter 10, it's divisible by 5, it will just show me the number. But if I try to enter some any other number which is not divisible by 5, maybe 11, enter the number which are divisible by 5. So this is how it's going to show. Alright, next is question number 5. We are going to enter 2 marks and we need to calculate total. You need to write your own exception if when invalid marks are both marks. So marks should not be above 100 and it should not be below 0. So both the marks I have to check. Alright, so this is question number 5. So question 5, I'll copy the same. Alright, I'll just copy the same. I will make the changes. So here I need to take 2 numbers from the user. Okay, instead of 2 number, what will I do? Let me just remove from here. So double, mark 1, mark 2 and total. This is what I need to have. So scanner, let me just make use of the scanner. Instead of writing this whole code. So enter, mark 1. So I have mark 1, enter, mark 2. So this is mark 2. So I have entered the 2 marks. Now I need to have the try catch block. Try. What I need to have it over here, I need to put, I need to check the marks. So if mark 1 is less than 0 or mark 1 is greater than 100, then what it should do, I need to have one more over here, yes, throw new my exception and invalid mark 1. Invalid mark 1. Same thing I will do for this also, for mark 2 also. If mark 2, then what will I write? Invalid mark 2. Otherwise, what I need to do? Total is equals to mark 1 plus mark 2, and then I need to write system.out.println total is plus total. Now I need to have a catch block. I'll just copy the catch block from here. So I will just have the catch block. That's it. Now let's just try to execute it. Okay, because I have not closed this. Alright. Scanner I have not initialized. Scanner S is equals to new scanner system.in. Alright. Done. Let's try to do it. So mark 1, let me just try to make it 105. Okay, I just try to make it like 99. Invalid mark 1. Alright, so same thing if I try to do it. I try to make it minus 1. 105. Both are invalid because first mark is invalid. That's why the first message will be displayed. Alright, let's try to do it other way around. 99, 105. So I should get invalid map 2. So this is how my program will work. Alright, but if I have both the marks, okay, let's try to do it. 50, 50, total is 100. So it is just displaying the total. Alright, now let's just try to do the last question, which is question 6. Rest all the questions you are supposed to do by yourself. So here I am going to read the price and the quantity of a product and calculate the amount. You need to handle the exception when an invalid price or invalid quantities entered. Invalid price means price is less than 0, and even the quantity cannot be less than 0. So this is what we need to do over here. Okay, so I will copy the question 5 because it's almost the same with just few differences. So this is question 6. I will have price, quantity and amount. Price, quantity and amount. So I will enter the price. So price. I will enter the quantity. So quantity. I don't have two conditions. I have only one condition for each of the variable. Quantity. I think the spelling is wrong. Quantity. Alright, so it should not be less than 0. If price is less than 0, I should not have this. Throw new my exception, invalid price, because price cannot be less than 0, or you can give any other your message. Quantity. Quantity is less than 0. So I will write here invalid quantity. Alright, otherwise what I need to do? I need to calculate the amount, which is price multiplied by the quantity. So this is amount and price multiplied by quantity, and here I have amount is amount. My catch block remains the same, so let's just try to do it. Okay, so if I enter the price, because price can be anything but it cannot be a negative number, 10, quantity is 10, invalid price. So price is maybe 100, quantity is -1, invalid quantity. But if both are okay, price is 10, quantity is 2, so the amount is 20. Alright, so all these questions have been done. So question 7 try to do by yourself, and even the other questions. Also please check the use of throws keyword, because throws can be used with the method signature. All these programs you can try to do by making a method also, and by using a throws keyword. So try to do at least question number 5, 6 and 7 by using a method and by using a throws keyword. So if you have any concern, kindly ask your concerns in the lab class or in the theory class. So I will finish it over here. So thank you so much.